The purpose of the meeting was to strategize on the sustenance of good governance in Abia State. And this good governance is represented, is demonstrated by the current governor of Abia State, His Excellency Dr. Alext Otti, OFR. The meeting was attended by stakeholders, opinion molders, non-core politicians, not those who are seeking patronage from government, but individuals who by God's grace are self-made and seek absolutely nothing from government, rather to ensure that good governance, which Governor Otti represents, is perpetrated and perpetuated in Abia State. People came from all the local governments in Abia North, Bende, Ohafia, Arochukwu, Isukwato, and Umunochi. People came in their numbers, and you can see a cross-section of us here. Very well attended. They were all enthusiastic to be present, and they participated very actively in the discussions that followed. All discussions centered on good governance, and that the governor has done very well. All the speakers extolled the unquestionable transformative work being done today by our governor, Dr. Alext Otti, in all sectors of the life of Abians, in education, in infrastructure, in health, agriculture, security, transport, public and civil service, etc., etc. And we all agree that Abia has never had it so good. It was unanimously agreed as follows, and I reiterate that the governor has done so well and that his works speak for him, and that he actually doesn't need any more campaigns because the works he has done are speaking for him. However, we should not take for granted that we have arrived, because it's not over until it is over. We agreed more specifically to gear up and tell those who are far away, who are nearby, in villages, in towns, in our cities, what the good works he has done are all about. We need to go on air. We need to establish town hall meetings and tell people what he is doing and what he plans to do. We need to be focused and ensure that we mobilize our constituencies and request people to possess their voters' cards, because it's not enough to say we support and on that day we are unable to vote. So we agree that we must mobilize our constituencies to vote and ensure that their votes are protected and secured. We all also expressed appreciation to the conveners for a great job they have done, particularly our host, Chief Ebweme. We all must strive to return all the other people that will work with Governor Otti in the state and federal constituencies, because he alone cannot do the work. We shall also strategize to ensure that the template for good governance that Governor Otti and his administration have enunciated will not die when they leave office in the next 8 years. That template must be sustained so that any other subsequent governor coming will be guided by the same template. Finally, we appreciate you, the press, and all stakeholders who are here to grace this occasion. Thank you, and God bless all of us.
There's no need of wasting your days. It's well deserved. You know what we are doing, what I'm doing presently, what I'm doing now, but I wouldn't have done it if not because of what Otti has done. You know, he has built a road, you know, from Umuahia straight to Warachuku, so I can put up my investment here. My 2 teams are based in Abriba. My hotel is in Abriba because of the good road network he has done. So it's good that we give him all the support.
So how are you mobilizing your people ahead of it?
You had the meeting. You had what we all agreed. You know, I don't come out like this. Yes. So for me to come out means we've given him massive support. We are going to do everything to make sure he comes back. Not only coming back, but he brings a credible candidate that will sustain what he has done.
We just want to tell the world the way it is. We are not politicians. Not one single politician. These are all self-made people. We felt it is important for us to come out. There's no government appointee here, not one. And nobody here is seeking for any political office. As a matter of fact, we don't need anything from the government. But we are happy as Abians. The government has made a difference. Then we felt, what can we do to show it? That's why we gathered. Some politicians came, we asked them. We didn't open the gate for them because we don't want it to seem as if we are asking for it. We just want to tell the world this is a different government. We've never seen anything near this. For over a quarter of a century, it was a mess. Businessman in Abia in those days, before we all ran away, because we couldn't stand where we were going. I used to have a property that was forgotten because of how bad the state of Asaba was. Changed what was impossible, and to the glory of God, that same property from something that I never had hope. I thought was to be honest. Not just me, many of us who are the property owners in that place. Because if I continue, I can't carry if I come here. Totally worn out. I used to sleep in Umuahia first, then the next day I continue. Today, land there, you wouldn't even know when you get here. A week ago, I had a area that I attended at Isuka. I drove the Omimo through the tower and used to do that. Before I realized, all the local governments now are linked up. That's why Munoj were here, Bende were here, Ohafia were here, Isukwato, Anuchuku, Abam. This is an idea that just came up.
If Abia politics were football, This endorsement is like a group of supporters walking into the club's boardroom and saying, forget waiting until the end of the season, renew the coach's contract now because he's already proving himself. That is the message behind this declaration of support for Alex Otti. The group believes Otti has already put enough goals on the scoreboard through his performance in infrastructure, education, healthcare, security, and public service. In football terms, they are saying the governor doesn't need to spend too much time talking before the next match because the scoreboard is already speaking for him. But football teaches us that every match has two halves. A team can dominate possession, score early and look unstoppable, yet still lose concentration in the second half. Politics works the same way. What voters applaud today must be sustained tomorrow. Winning public trust is difficult. Keeping it is even more difficult. One interesting aspect of this endorsement is that it came from people who insist they are not politicians. In football, it is one thing for the official supporters club to praise the manager. It is another thing when former players, respected club legends, and neutral football analysts begin saying this coach has changed the team. That kind of endorsement usually carries more credibility because it appears to come from people who are not chasing appointments or political positions. The group also said it wants good governance to continue beyond 2031. That is a bigger statement than simply supporting Otti for another term. It suggests that they are thinking beyond one player or one coach. In football, the biggest clubs don't just win one league title, they build a winning culture. The goal is to create a system that keeps producing results even after the coach leaves. That is what separates clubs that enjoy temporary success from clubs that become football institutions. However, football also has a warning for every team sitting comfortably at the top of the league table. The higher you climb, the bigger the target on your back. Every opponent studies your tactics, watches your weaknesses, and prepares ahead to stop you. If Otti is enjoying widespread support today, opposition parties will not sit back and applaud. They will strengthen their squad, improve their strategy, and try to convince voters that they can produce a better result. There is another lesson from football. Fans love attacking football, but they also expect consistency. A striker who scores 20 goals one season cannot rely on those goals the following season. Every new campaign begins at 0-0. Likewise, Otti's achievements during his first term may earn him goodwill, but the 2027 election will be judged on both his past performance and the state of Abia at the time voters head to the polls. The statement that the governor does not need extensive campaigns because his work speaks for him is perhaps the boldest scam. In football, even defending champions don't stop campaigning for another title. They still train, improve their squad, motivate their fans, and respect every opponent. Overconfidence has cost many teams championships they looked certain to win. The endorsement also sent a message to the Labour Party itself. It suggests that some influential voices believe the party's strongest campaign strategy is no longer promises but performance. If that perception remains strong among ordinary voters, Labour Party could enter the election with the home advantage. But football has repeatedly showed that home advantage alone does not guarantee victory. Matches have been won by away teams that came with better tactics, greater hunger, and sharper finishing. For now, Governor Alex Otti appears to have the crowd behind him, and his supporters believe he is leading the match comfortably. But football reminds us of one simple truth: the loudest cheers often come before the toughest fixtures. The real test is not whether supporters believe the team is winning today, but whether they are still celebrating when the final whistle blows in 2027. In the end, endorsements are like fans. Singing from the stands, they create confidence and momentum, but they don't determine the final score. Only the voters, when they cast their ballots, will decide whether Otti remains the coach who lifts the trophy or whether another team stages a late comeback. I know you have some contribution. Please drop them on the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you've not done that. Also hit the notification bell so that you'll be the first to get our videos as they drop.